Krisykatters, welcome back to another episode. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to wear pretty much stay-proof makeup. I wore this look this past Saturday with my best friend. She is a professional photographer, and she had a wedding to do, so I went and assisted. And it was outdoors on a ranch, so yeah, we were outside and kind of cooking in the sun. So this is the look. I am going to teach you how to not necessarily do this look, but how to keep your makeup on your face without little to no, and I mean little to no touch-ups, because I did not touch up my makeup. My face pretty much stayed the same even in the heat and stuff when I got home, like at 8 o'clock at night. So if you want to know how to keep your face on all day, stay tuned and let's get into the video. We're going to go into same routine. We're going to prep our eyes with some eye primer. Tap that all over the lid. You never want to drag it all over the eye. You want to tap it in. If you have a beauty blender or sponge, go ahead and do that. I technically recommend finger. Heat from your finger will distribute it evenly and everything, and there will still be actually product still on your lid. Now, here where it gets different. Take your concealer and put that on your lid as well. This is what's going to make your eyeshadow last all day and not crease. So take that, blend that in all over the lid. We're going to go into any loose powder. I recommend translucent, but if you don't have it, a light colored one will do just fine. You can either take a brush or still do it with a little sponge. And to keep from creasing and stuff like that, a light, and I mean light, a light smattering of powder over the concealer. Now what that does is it sets the concealer so there's no creasing. So we'll let that sit for a minute. Here's the trick for your base makeup. I already recommend that you do a primer, but if you don't do a primer, this is a time to do a primer. Just noticed my peacock. You want to put a primer on, of course, on top of your moisturizer, which has already been applied and sitting for a good minute. You want your products to really sit there and marinate into the skin. That's the purpose of them. And if you are, you put your primer only in certain spots, well, for an all-day wear, you put it all over your face. Me personally, I always already put my primer all over my face because I typically want all my makeup to sit where I want it to sit. So put your primer on, and we're going to let this actually, if you will, bake and sit on your face. So when we go into our base makeup, well, this has had a chance to sit and really adhere whatever eye look you want. I, again, am just going into the look that I used for that day. So I'm going into this Profusion Mixed Metals Peach. It would be better if you had a, waterproof mascara, but if you don't, I have a trick for you. So we'll just do a good classic wing. Here's a trick. Get a smudge brush or an angled small brush, whatever brush you have handy. We're just going to use this brown in here. And take that brush or that color, so black, brown, whatever, and just smudge it right on top of your eyeliner, especially if you have a gel or liquid liner. This will keep the life of your liner and keep it from smudging and budging throughout the day. Okay, as you can see, fast is done. Regular powdering key, always powder under the eyes for less creasing. You always want to go for waterproof. Anything waterproof, it would be great. So I use the L'Oreal Voluminous waterproof mascara. So that's already on the eyes. We're good to go. So next is contouring. Now I'll be honest. I just use the Kiko palette because I'm dried, even though it was hot as hell and I was hot and sweating. My contour didn't go anywhere, but if you're a sweaty girl or oily girl, I do recommend using a cream contour. Contour your regular places. As I said before, then you layer the powder on top of it. That will keep it from moving, stay power and everything. So that would be your best bet. And even if you're not a sweaty, oily girl and you want to do that, I mean, hey, do it. So brows as usual. If you're using a pencil like this where it has wax in it, you've got the wax power, but it's always a good, what am I trying to say? Practice to put a clear brow gel on top. So we'll just do a little, especially when you're hot and you know your face is kind of trying to melt. So next step, we're going to go into liquid blush, whatever blush. Like I said, you don't have to follow this color scheme at all. I mean, down to the T. This is just what I wore. Then go into almost a similar brush or a blush or lighter blush. And this is the color I actually used. So, and I just used a smidge. So 1 scoop. And I kind of just stippled it on top of the blush, because I don't want to cover the blush in a different color or anything. I just want, this is actually like setting. Now, again, a lot of artists and YouTubers will tell you, oh, well, you should have put the liquid blush under your setting powder. You can do it either way. Just go into good old highlighter, since I can find my brush, and I used this color. And, you know, I put it in my desired area. Get you a good tint. A lip tint, because it's a stain, is going to stay. It's going to stay more than your cream, your semi, your matte lipsticks. A stain is, well, you know, it's going to stain. So it's going to linger for a while. So I recommend you get a good stain, you know, whatever color. And stain the hell out of your lips. I showed it because really, who really realistically has time to be touching up their makeup all the time? To me, that's not really realistic. I mean, some girls can do it. Not me. I kind of try to avoid the public bathrooms. So, voila. Now, of course, you can always, if you're a setting spray girl, break out the setting spray and spritz, spritz, spritz. I am not, so for me, that's done. Now, my makeup, by the time I was done with my makeup, it was 10 o'clock in the morning, and by the time I came home, it was 8 o'clock at night. My face looks exactly like this at the end of the day. Maybe not so much the lip, but blush was still on my face, and blush is technically the first to dissipate as far as makeup wise. So this is it, guys. These are the steps I recommend. I hope you enjoyed, and until the next time, bye.